Good evening. Today is Monday, the 9th day of May, AD 2025. A pleasant welcome to Maggie News Flow. We'd like to apologize for coming a little late. It was due to some power failure here from our main source of electricity. But it's good to be here in our headline tonight on Maggie News Flow. Liberia joins the world in celebrating World Food Safety Day 2025 as Honorable Presidio Chayo launches the Food Authority of Liberia. Action Aid Liberia government and partners celebrate National Cultural Festival in Ban County to promote women's rights and central reform. Nimba businessman worries over AML's D. And away from Liberia, Boko Haram kidnaps Nigerian priest near Cameroon border. And those were the news read in headlines. Now keep tuned as we bring you these and many other development. This break, we'll come back, we'll bring you our news full bulletin. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. And the news is with me, Zika and Vudule. In our news, the head of the Incident Management Support Team at the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Africa CDC, Dr. Nishio Mengodo has disclosed that Africa has recorded 141,000 suspected cases of mpox with over 35,000 confirmed cases. Dr. Nigodo revealed that 94% of all confirmed cases on the continent are concentrated in 4 countries: the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Sierra Leone, and Burundi. Focusing on Sierra Leone, Dr. Nigodo reported that the country has recorded 4,032 cases, with 3,140 confirmed and 15 deaths, representing 53% of all newly confirmed cases on the continent over the past 3 weeks. He further announced that 2.5 million doses of the mpox vaccine have been released to Africa, with 11 countries receiving vaccines and 7 currently rolling out vaccination programs. He noted that Africa CDC is working to meet the target of 6.4 million doses needed to eliminate mpox across the continent. So far, 500,000 doses are available for distribution to countries hardest hit. Out of the available doses, 50,000 have been allocated to Sierra Leone to vaccinate individuals suspected to the virus. Dr. Nigodo also stated that the technical experts will be deployed to strengthen Sierra Leone's surveillance and incident management system. Despite this effort, mpox cases continue to rise in several parts of the continent, prompting Dr. Nigodo to issue a call to action for African governments and global health experts to identify and intensify the fight against the virus. Commemoration of World Food Safety Day 2025, the newly Mental Food Authority of Liberia, FAL, officially launched operations with a bold plead with Director General Presidio Chayo to strengthen food safety systems across the country. Speaking under the national team urging science that's using science to promote safe food practices and healthy living, Chayo emphasized the institution's readiness to use science, collaboration, and innovation to safeguard the public. The FAL, established under the Food and Food Quality and Safety Act of 2019, is tasked with coordinating sectoral sector enforcing food regulations and aligning Liberia's food policies with international standards such as the WHO Global Strategy for Food Safety 2022 to 2030 and the WTO Sanitary Food Agreement. The launch held in Congo Town on Friday brought together key national and international stakeholders. The event served as both the celebration and a call to action, highlighting the deepening commitment of food safety in Liberia, especially in the light of rising global health challenges, including pandemics, climate change, and economic uncertainty. Child said the FAL is prioritizing laboratory capacity strengthening, training of inspectors and headmasters, and promote evidence-based reforms. She cited that the EU-funded Liberia Food Safety Initiative, the LIFSI, implemented through UDIMPO as a vital pillar of support. According to the WHO, an estimated 600 million cases of food-borne insurance occur globally every year, with 420,000 deaths, including 125,000 children under 5. These statistics, Charu emphasized, reinforced the urgent need for unbiased food safety frameworks. Responding to this, consumer interests, Sion Watterson, chair of the Liberia Consumers Food Protection Association, the LCPA, welcomed the establishment of the FAL and pledged support. If you are just joining us, it is indeed a great reminder that you are listening to a news presentation to you on Maggie FM 90.5. Maggie FM is the light of the world. Action Aid Liberia, in collaboration with the Ministry of Internal Affairs and several development partners, hosted a landmark one-day national cultural festival in Bangabong County aimed at promoting positive cultural values and advancing the rights of women and girls across the country. The cultural festival, held under the theme Celebrating Culture and Empowering Change, brought together a broad coalition of traditional leaders, civil society organizations, government officials, and representatives from several communities, including Montserrado, Bunk, Grant, Jide, and Bapolo counties. The initiative was made possible with funding support from the Embassy of Sweden and the international partners committed to the protection and promotion of human rights in the country. The festival served as a platform for several celebration and reflection, while simultaneously tackling some of the long-standing issues surrounding harmful traditional policies that continue to affect women and girls, particularly in rural communities. Through music, dance, and traditional performances and dialogue sections, the festival sought to encourage communities to embrace cultural identity without compromising the dignity and rights of women and girls within the country. Participants began the celebration of a colorful carnival parade through the streets of Banga, showcasing traditional customs and music from different ethnic groups. Madam Jatise Wilson, rural women president of Grand Jide County, served as keynote speaker at the event. In her address, she called on traditional and religious leaders to support a cultural shift that perceives the country's traditional while rejecting harmful practices, particularly female genital mutilation, the FGM. She also called on the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection and the Ministry of Internal Affairs to strengthen their partnerships with rural communities in order to build a national consumers around the promotion of positive cultural values that empower all citizens regardless of their gender. Among the highlights of the festival was the presentation of an award to Bon County by Liberia's National Culture Ambassador Kekula Manawala Kamara. Bon County was recognized for its long-standing performance and cultural display, which demonstrated both creativity and a commitment to promoting non-harmful traditional practices. And finally, a Nima County businessman, Mr. D. Adonis Meadow, has expressed some reservations over the third amendment of Accidental Liberia's Mineral Development Agreement, MDA, which is still under review by the Broadcast Administration. In the press conference held recently upon the inauguration of AML's billion-dollar iron ore concentration plant in Yegepa by President Joseph Numa on Thursday, June 5, 2025, Meadow said if the government will consider signing the new MDA, an opportunity should be enshrined for AML to prioritize local businesses, especially those in Niba County. He said the Iron Ore Commissioner, has failed to prioritize local businesses, owners and vendors in most of its concentric activities, which include supply of lubricants, water, salt, breakdown of roadway, as well as reconstruction of buildings within the concessional areas, among others. Meanwhile, a well-known petroleum dealer in Niba County told reporters that he and others are worried about the signing of the new MDA because the first MDA did not have any clause that could compel AML to prioritize local business owners in the awarding of contracts in most of their basic services. Since the inauguration of the iron ore contractor, anxiety grew among the citizens of the renewal of MDA and the subsequent extension of the company's operations, which many Nigerians, especially those in affected communities, are against. Many Niba citizens, including some senior and local government officials, have expressed their reservations over the expression and extinction of the MDA, citing the failure of the company to comply with the first MDA. And with the time now 5 minutes until 9 o'clock, at this point we'll bring you our foreign development. And now on the foreign scene, Boko Haram kidnaps Nigerian priest near Cameroon border. A Nigerian Catholic priest who reportedly served in the United States has been abducted by extremists along the other travelers in northeastern Nigeria's Borno State, the church said. The Reverend Adovas Africana was kidnapped on June 1 near the northeastern town of Goza, close to the border with Cameroon, by Islamic extremist group Boko Haram. Bishop John Pogana Bakini of Madaguru told the Associated Press on Sunday. The priest was traveling from the city of Mabi, where he is based, to Madibuguri, the capital of Borno, for a workshop, when his convoy was ambushed by armed men while awaiting for clearance at the military checkpoint, he said. A rocket grenade hit one of the vehicles, killing one person, wounding others, according to the bishop. Maggie said it was difficult to determine if the priest was specifically targeted, given the number of travelers caught in the ambush. Other travelers were also abducted, he said, though it was unclear how many persons. Nigerian authorities are struggling to stem recent violence in the north and central regions where armed groups including Boko Haram target rural communities, killing thousands and abducting people to arson. The attacks sometimes target religious figures such as Clarence in March, a priest in central Nigeria, and kidnapped and killed by unidentified armed men. Boko Haram, Nigeria's homegrown jihadists, took up in 2009 to fight Western education and impose their radical version of Islamic law. The conflict has spilled into Nigeria's northern regions and resulted in the death of around 35,000 civilians and the displacement of more than 2 million others, according to the United Nations. And that's the news this evening on Maggie FM 90.5. Just before leaving you, we revisit our most captivating stories. Stories making headlines tonight this evening on this presentation. Liberia joins the world in celebrating World Food Safety Day 2025 as Honorable Priscilla Child launches the Food Authority of Liberia. Action Aid Liberia government and partners celebrate National Cultural Festival in Bond County to promote women's rights and cultural reform. Nimba businessman worries over AML's MDA. Away from Liberia, Boko Haram kidnaps Nigeria priest near Cameroon border. And that's the news presentation this evening on Maggie FM 90.5. Can join us tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for news update. Better still tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for Maggie News Flow. On behalf of the presentation team, my name is Zika M. Vule. I presented today's edition of our news presentation. Have yourself a God-blessed Monday night.
Maggie FM 90.5 MHz. Broadcasting quality programs of information, education,